Hey gang, Jane back with a crochet technique tutorial today. Today I'm going to show you an alternative to the beginning chain 3 when working with double crochets in the round. We're going to look at the stacked single crochet. I always aim to be thorough when demonstrating techniques, and I enjoy sharing all my tips along the way. So this means that these videos can be a little longer to ensure nothing is missed. If you're after a quick refresher, I always create shorter videos that capture just the essentials. Today I'll take you through the step-by-step of the stacked single crochet that I use in place of the regular chain 3, and I'll be showing you how to do it on a regular round, as well as how to work it when doing a magic ring. This stitch can be called the stacked single crochet or the stacked double crochet. You will find it called either, but really it's actually a stack of single crochets that imitate a double crochet. So I'll mostly refer to it by the name stacked single crochet. This method is often used when only working with one color and you want to avoid the look of a chain 3. If I'm working in multiple colors and I'm joining a new color, you can use a stacked single crochet, but I would be more likely to use a standing double crochet, and I'll leave a link to the tutorial for that if that's what you're interested in. So let's jump in and take a look at what a stacked single crochet looks like compared to the standard chain 3 that you find in most patterns at the beginning of a double crochet round. The purpose of a chain 3 at the beginning of a round is to bring the first stitch up to the same height as the double crochet stitches you'll be using in the round, so it squares up properly. If you didn't work a chain at the beginning of the first stitch, you'd have a slanty, lumpy little piece there that would stick out and not look really great. So now that I give you a little introduction, let's jump into taking a look at the stacked single crochet. We just take a quick close-up of this right here where I slipped into. That's the stacked single crochet, and it's a little bit wider than the others, but it fits in quite nicely and it closes up that gap. So when you look at them all together, you can't really tell which one is the stacked one. First, I'm going to show you how to do the stacked single crochet, and then we'll go back and I'll show you how to do it into the magic ring. So I did create one here, and I just want to show it to you on a regular round before I go back and show it to you in the magic ring. It's a little bit different. So we start by slip stitching. We come to the end of our round. This is just one of those 12 double crochets into a magic ring type rounds I start with. When I hit the 12th double crochet, I join it to the first double crochet. So I'm going to go into this first double crochet, which happens to be a stacked double crochet, under the 2 loops that it creates, and pull up a loop and pull it through. That's my slip stitch join. Keep in mind we're using the same color here. Now I want to do a double crochet. Normally I would do a chain 3. That's the most common, and the reason for that is to bring this up to the right height so that it works with all the other double crochets. Because if you were to work a double crochet into there right now, it would just be a lumpy, slanted mess. So the stacked single crochet brings it up to the right height. We have the slip stitch, no chain 1. Normally I chain 1 if I'm going to do a single crochet. No chain stitch at all. Holding your finger on this stitch so it doesn't go anywhere, keeping it at a regular height. You're going to go back into the same stitch that you just slip stitched into. You're going to pull up a loop. Now I want to show you what's happening here. You really need to hang on to the loop on the hook with your finger to give it some stability, because we didn't do a chain 1 first. The yarn is just looping around the hook in one long strand. It could easily unravel at this point if you let go of everything. But once you bring the next loop through, it's going to be completely secure. We don't do the chain 1 simply because it would add bulk to our stitch and would throw off the resemblance to a double crochet stitch, which is the whole purpose of the method. Now you have 2 loops on the hook, and then you're going to yarn over and complete a single crochet. That's the first part. Now the stacked part is we're going to create a single crochet on top of this one. Not next to it, on top of it. We do that by going into this rung right here. Not the top loop of the single crochet, but this rung right here. That's where you're going to put your hook. So making sure this loop stays, not too tight, but also not too loose. You're going to go in and underneath that loop. So kind of squish. I have everything kind of tight there. Your hook will go under that loop, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Now I have 2 loops on the hook again, and I can complete another single crochet by going yarn over and pull through both loops. Now I have a stacked single crochet, which is up to the same height of a regular double crochet. So in my regular round, I would be doing 2 double crochets into each stitch. So yarn over and insert into that same stitch and complete a second double crochet. Now you can see the first one is up to the right height. It's a little wider than the regular, but it also fills in that gap that's left by the chain 3. So if you take a look at this as opposed to this is the chain 3 and a double crochet. Put them beside each other. Now you get a better idea of how that chain leaves kind of a gap there, where this creates a nice solid stitch. So taking a closer look at the top of that stitch, this is a regular double crochet and this is the stacked. And you can see it has the 2 rungs that you want to create a stitch, the look of a stitch just like these. And when you come back to do your join, you join it right in there. When you have the chain 3, like you do here, this stitch is your double crochet stitch, so it has the 2 rungs. But here, there's not really a stitch to go under. You have to go into the center of that chain. So it creates a little bit of a discord in the overall look when you use the chain 3. There are places for it, but the stacked really gives a more solid start and it fills in the gap. The next thing I want to show you is how to work it into the magic ring. So this is a full first round done into the magic ring. And you can see here, this is the stacked single crochet and it looks just like the others. So let's do that. So let's do this from a magic ring beginning. Lay your yarn cut end facing you across your palm. Hold it in place with your thumb. Wrap around your first 2 fingers, crossing back underneath. Hold it in place again, and over your 3 fingers, holding it in place with your baby. Go under and over and pull that through. Twist your hook and go ahead and take a chain 1 by grabbing that yarn and pulling it through. Now we have our magic ring ready for round 1. I want to do double crochet. I've always done a chain 3 up until I started experimenting with this stack. There are places for both, but let me show you how I do the stack. So I have a chain 1 already, and I'm going to go back into my ring, yarn over my hook, and pull up a loop. I have 2 loops on the hook as if I'm doing a single crochet, yarn over and pull through both. That is an actual single crochet stitch. And now I'm going to do the stack. So now we look for that loop. Once you find it, you'll know it's there. But know that it's not the top of the single crochet stitch. It's the loop on the side closest to the hand that you hold the yarn with, in my case, the left hand. You go under just that 1 strand. I've seen people go under both strands, but I find it doesn't make a big difference. If anything, it makes it chunkier. So now you want to wrap the yarn around and pull it through that 1 strand loop. Again, we have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both as a single crochet. Now we've created our first double crochet and it's a stacked single crochet. It's confusing with the lingo, but a stacked single crochet means there's 2 of them on top of each other, which gives you the height of a double crochet. I've also used it in cases where I want a half double crochet. You can kind of fudge it that way. And if you want to do a treble, you would go again with a 3rd single crochet. And if you were to do that, I would just show you here, you're again looking for that loop closest to the left underneath the top loop of the stitch. So if you wanted to do one more for, say, a treble, you would go into that loop right there. But we're just going to do a double crochet today. So go ahead and do another double crochet as if you normally would, just to see what this looks like. And there we have 2 double crochets to start in our magic ring. Now, before I do the 12 double crochet, I want to go back and just show you again the top, and I'm going to take a stitch marker, and you could use anything, even just a piece of yarn, and I'm going to go into the top of that stitch. So when we come around, you can see exactly where it is. Stitch markers are really handy to use. If you're unfamiliar with what a stitch is supposed to look like, it'll help you get used to it. So this is the top of the stitch right behind the double crochet we did make. We look at the next one behind it. That's the top of the stacked single crochet. So I'm going to put my stitch marker under both those loops and just keep that in place. And when we come back around, I'll know where the top of that stitch is. So go ahead and do 12 double crochet and I'll meet you back here to join the round. Now that I've finished the 12 double crochets, let's count them and see if they go right back to this stitch right here. Count them by the V's at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I have 12 of them. I'm going to cinch up my ring by pulling on the cut end, finger and thumb holding it in place, cinch it up. And now we would join with a slip stitch into this stitch. So having the stitch marker there helps me know exactly where to join. And it looks just like a regular double crochet top. So that's so much more solid than a chain 3. So I'm going to take my stitch marker out so it doesn't cause me problems here. Now that I know exactly where it is, you will get used to what it looks like and you won't need the stitch marker. I just insert my hook into that stitch, yarn over my hook and pull it through and through the one on the hook. And I've joined my first round and there's my stacked single crochet. At this point, we would do the method that we did at the very beginning, which is a regular stacked single crochet. Just a recap of that before I leave you. You would hold on to this loop with your finger, go into the stitch we just slipped into, yarn over your hook and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both. Now you do your stacked, you go back into this rung right here, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both. There's your stacked double crochet, and it counts right into that stitch. If you wanted to do a round that has 2 double crochet in each stitch, you would yarn over and go back into that same stitch and just work a double crochet. And then you would proceed all the way around. That's how you do a stacked single crochet that gives you a double crochet to start your rounds with. Now you have another technique in your crochet toolkit, which gives you options. And the more choices you have, the more you can create the look you want in your crochet projects. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel so you're sure to catch all my tutorials as they come out. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.